tonight on this edition of ATV News.
They were going crazy, and then after the game they were just like, can you sign this, can you sign this? I had so many kids ask if I could give them my shoes.
We'll show you why what people call the loudest game at the Spectrum is more than just basketball.
You could be saving someone's life right now by donating some food.
Nearly 1,000 people use donations from the food pantry. We'll show you how volunteers are stepping in to help.
A huge snowstorm brought in all of this fresh powder, but all of that is about to change. I'll have that forecast for you in weather. It was Selection Sunday and the Aggies are headed to Kentucky. I'm Kesley Kincaid with what you can expect going into the NCAA tournament.
All that and more. ATV News starts now.
From the campus of Utah State University in Logan, Utah, the Department of Journalism and Communication presents the award-winning newscast, ATV News.
We're really proud of what they've been able to accomplish in such a short amount of time.
The 2025 Utah State Legislature ended with the House and Senate passing more than 500 new bills. Welcome to this edition of ATV News. I'm Hudson Sibley.
And I'm JT Miller. Some of the new laws mean changes for Utah State University, such as a $12.5 million budget cut and changes to student tuition costs. The legislature also approved a 2.5% budget increase for higher education employees. The state will pay for 75% of the increase, while USU will fund the remaining 25%. USU proposed a 2.8% tuition increase, so they can fund other costs like faculty tenure. The Board of Higher Education will review the proposal at their next meeting on March 27th. House Bill 1 will cut $12.5 million from USU's budget. The House and Senate passed House Bill 265, which will force universities to make education reinvestment plans. A USU spokesperson says they will comply with an education reinvestment plan that will reinvest funds without impacting student academic progress. Another bill will affect USU's hiring process for the new president. Only the name of the next USU president will be made public. For more information about the bills, you can check out our Facebook page.
It's the thick of the basketball season, and ATV reporter Kelly Winter took a deeper look at the meaning of a long-standing tradition for USU's women's basketball.
There's a tradition that brings thousands of elementary school kids right here to the Spectrum, and some say it's louder than Spectrum Magic at a men's basketball game.
The volume and the place you might recognize, but those aren't college students sitting in those seats.
It's almost affectionately known as like the Screech.
Elementary school kids from all over the valley.
I like when it puts the noise-o-meter and then I can just scream at the top of my lungs.
Cheering for the USU women's basketball team.
Those kids' games are louder than any moment in the Spectrum I've ever experienced.
It's always the loudest game in the Spectrum. Like, even our men's basketball games compared to our kids' game, like I promise you the decibels inside this building are off the charts. It's unmatched and it's nonstop.
The energy is so ecstatic, like it's just so contagious.
Cheering with some direction from USU student section, the Herd.
These kids sometimes can't even tell the difference between the home team and the away team.
We were trying to help them just, get that extra little engagement.
We just kind of help them out a little bit and give them a bit of direction, and it gives us a huge boost as well.
That environment is something, as Herd members say, that the women's team doesn't always get.
Give that atmosphere that the girls deserve. These are student athletes that have worked really, really hard, and they deserve to have fans at their games. This is just a great way of bringing those fans in and creating that loud atmosphere that the men's team has.
And the women's players say they love it.
I just love how crazy and fun they are and how loud it gets in our gym too. Typically we don't have the biggest fans, but when the kids come to our games, it just makes us feel super loved and super appreciated, and whenever they cheer for us, it's just the best feeling ever.
But having the kids come is about more than just basketball.
It's a good building community, building connections with Cache Valley and with women's basketball.
For some of these kids, it's about going to a college game.
Many of them will never go to another sporting event for maybe the rest of their lives.
For others, it could be a connection to continuing education.
You have kids who maybe never get to come to a college campus for the first time in their lives, or maybe the only time.
And for some, it's seeing female athletes compete.
Showing these younger girls especially that they can work hard to get here too, because it might not be a dream for them now, but as they grow up that they can they know they can make it to this level.
This tradition isn't specific to Utah State. Our women's team played for another crowd of kids a week later in Colorado. Kelly Winter, ATV News.
The College of Humanities and Social Sciences, or CHAS, is holding events this week to help students get to know people within the college, and they're open to everyone. Some of the events across campus included a snacktivity outside Old Main to meet the dean of the college, a career fair for nonprofit organizations, and a Kahoot trivia night in the Taggart Student Center. Organizers say CHAS Week is open to all students at USU, but the main purpose is to support faculty members, students, and alumni in the college.
We hit so many things that students are interested in, and we just want to make sure they know how to find us.
There's still a few days left in CHAS Week. You can check out our Facebook page to see upcoming activities throughout the rest of the week.
It was the annual Feed Utah food drive at the Cache Community Food Pantry for nearly 1,000 people they serve. Volunteers gathered on Saturday to collect food for the 950 people Matt Whitaker, the director of the faculty, says the pantry serves every month out of their Main Street location. People who donated left food on their porch for volunteers to pick up. They also could take their food to any of the 5 drop-off points. Volunteer Lucas Gerhalva ran outside in the snow collecting food for the cause.
It was definitely worth it because there's some people that would kill and give anything for just a crumb of a piece of bread.
Gerhalva says your donation could save a life.
You know, I personally don't like to run in snow, so I don't think I could have done that myself. Joining us at the desk is Paige Taylor with ATV Weather.
Speaking of snow, do you think we'll get more next week?
We do have a good chance of some snow over the next few days, but I'll tell you more about that and weather coming up. There's snow on the ground, but the sun is shining as students walk to class. The current temperature is 39 degrees.
We don't make any money at it. It's more a labor of love for us.
We'll take a look at how this nonprofit event is bringing Western culture to Cache Valley.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
Hello and welcome to ATV Weather. I'm Paige Taylor. Let's take a look at our national radar. Looks like we have a storm system over here in the Chicago area that hit us a couple days ago and left us with that 6 inches of snow we saw on Monday morning. Looks like over here in the Pacific Northwest area, we got another storm coming in that should hit us in the next few days. Let's take a look at our state radar. Looks like we've got some clear and sunny conditions. Nothing to worry about quite yet. We do have some action over in Colorado, but nothing to worry about for us here in Utah. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Looks like today we've got some sunny conditions at 39 degrees. Heading on into the weekend though, we do see some snow and rain with about a mid 40-degree range. But towards the end of the week, we see the sun starting to come out. Spring is definitely springing here in Utah. That's all for ATV Weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Paige. Carson Frost and Heath Johnson from Aggie Radio interviewed Gary Wilkinson on his time playing under Coach Stu Morrill and his experience competing during peak basketball season in March.
Tell us about some of your favorite memories being in March when you were in Aggie.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is as the season progresses, and I played under Coach Stu Morrill, and he would always tell us around this time of the year, this is your team. I've told you everything I'm going to tell you. I've taught you everything that I need to teach you, and you just have to make the decisions and play the game the way that I've taught you to play. And that's what it became really fun for us at this time of year. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on you to continue to compete and make runs in the tournament and win the Mountain West or the WAC when I was here. So, I mean, as a competitor, this is what you live for. You live for the opportunity to compete for championships and put your name as out there for the NCAA tournament and try to make a run there as well. So it's a fun time of year.
With you, with Stu Morrill's team that you guys were on, you guys created such a big culture around for making Utah State being a national, like, recognizable team here in Little Cache Valley.
Right.
How do you think that has, like, helped you in your basketball career?
Well, I mean, I think the way that you're raised is the way that you live, right? So, and I think playing at Salt Lake Community College under Norm Parrish and then playing up here at Utah State under Coach Morrill, like, taught me, because I didn't play high school basketball, so it taught me a lot about what basketball mindsets should be, taught me about how to respect the game and how to play it in a way that will help you to be successful. So, I mean, those guys are basketball geniuses. Coach Morrill, he was speaking language I didn't even speak when I came to Utah State. And so I just had to follow my teammates and try to do the best that I could. But having those opportunities paved the way. I mean, I didn't receive any better coaching when I played professionally. I mean, those guys knew the game better than anybody and prepared me well for a professional career.
If you want to watch the rest of the interview, the link is on our Facebook page.
You know, I can't believe that Gary didn't play basketball in high school.
Yeah, that's super impressive. That's where most people get recruited. Joining us at the desk is Kesley Kincaid from ATV Sports.
Yes, and speaking of basketball, our Aggies are headed to the NCAA tournament. Coming up in sports. Coming up, I'll tell you who has been named the America First Credit Union USU Student Athlete of the Week for the 5th time, and where he's headed next. And what USU softball player got a walk-off home run to give the Aggies an at-home win.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
That is our Utah State men's basketball team celebrating receiving an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd straight year and the 6th time in school history. Welcome to ATV Sports. I'm Kesley Kincaid. While Utah State students were on spring break, USU basketball was not. So let's get you all caught up. And we have a lot to cover, so bear with me because I will be needing some water breaks. Utah State men's basketball traveled to Las Vegas for the 2025 Mountain West Championships. In the first round, USU battled UNLV. In the first half, the Aggies started off with a jump shot by number 12, Mason Falslip. Then a 3 by number 2, Tucker Anderson, with a pass from Falslip. Dayton Albury then passes to graduate student Dexter Acano, who hits a 3 with 2 seconds left in the half. UNLV then had this jump shot by junior Jaden Henley, then a 3 by junior Isaac Cortell to wrap up the half. In the second half, USU started off with this pass from senior Aben Gadaretse to number 4 Martinez for this jump shot. Then number 12 Mason Falslip with this scoop shot to keep the Aggies ahead. With 4 minutes left, Falslip passes to Martinez for this 3. UNLV battled back with this 3 by senior Jalen Bedford.
Then sophomore Brooklyn Hicks steals and hits this dunk. But the Rebels just could not keep up. The final score, Utah State 70, UNLV 58. Utah State advanced to the semifinals with a matchup to Colorado State, where the Aggies did fall short. The final score, Colorado State 83, Utah State 72. USU men's basketball will travel to Lexington, Kentucky for the NCAA tournament. They will play a first-round game against UCLA tomorrow. USU is the 10th seed from the Midwest region, and UCLA is the 7th seed. USU is in pretty decent shape, being the 10th seed, playing the 7th. With that being said, UCLA has a very dense population recruiting base and an enrollment that is double the size of Utah State, according to 2025 fall enrollment numbers. 3 other teams in the Mountain West are headed to the NCAA tournament with our Aggies, including Colorado State as the number 2 seed from the West region, New Mexico as the number 10 seed from the South region, and San Diego State as the number 11 seed from the South region as well. Utah State and UCLA will meet for the 11th time in series history, including for the 4th time in the NCAA tournament, as the Bruins lead the series 7-3. The last time the 2 teams met was in the second round of the 2001 NCAA tournament in Greensboro, North Carolina. Okay, wow, that was a lot. I'm gonna need some water real quick. Utah State women's basketball traveled to Las Vegas to the Thomas and Mack Center, where they took on 7th-seeded Air Force for their first round of the Mountain West Championship. In the first half, USU freshman Carly Lotta paced the Aggies' offense early. She scored 10 of USU's first 16 points to keep them neck-to-neck with Air Force. The Aggies were able to close in on Air Force in the latter half with senior Cheyenne Stubbs leading with this 3-pointer and a pair of mid-range jumpers. Air Force made moves opening the game with a jump shot by sophomore Jada McNabb. With 9 minutes left in the first half, number 4 Madison Smith hits this 3, putting Air Force ahead by 14. In the second half, USU battled back with this steal by freshman Talia Logwood to bring the Aggies back within 7. Senior Cheyenne Stubbs then takes it down the court and banks this 3. In the fourth quarter, Air Force continued building their double-digit lead with this 3 by senior Joe Hunnemer. Then, with just over a minute left, junior Alani Perry gets this layup. The final score, Air Force 66, Utah State 59. Utah State finished the season with a 4-27 overall record and placed 10th in the Mountain West standings. They have a 3-15 record during conference play. All right, that's all for basketball, so I'm going to need some more water. Utah State track and field junior Logan Hammer was named the America First Credit Union USU Student Athlete of the Week over spring break. Hammer cleared 5.61 meters to tie his own school record and earned All-American honors. Utah State track and field will wrap up its outdoor season on Friday and Saturday, March 21st and 22nd at the Utah Tech Open in St. George, Utah, and the Willie Williams Invitational in Tucson, Arizona. Utah State men's tennis took the win this past week. They defeated Montana State 5-2. USU men's tennis will take on the Montana Grizzlies this Friday at home. Utah State women's tennis lost a Mountain West match to Fresno State. The final score 4-2 here inside the Sports Academy and Racket Club on Sunday. USU is now 5-7 on the spring season. Utah State returns to the court to continue Mountain West play at New Mexico on Friday and against Air Force on Sunday. Utah State softball junior Grace Matei hit a walk-off home run to give USU a 5-4 win over San Diego State. Utah State returns to non-conference action with a pair of games this week. The Aggies head to Idaho State on Wednesday before returning to Logan to host St. Mary's on Sunday. Utah State Gymnastics posted its second-best road score of the season with a 195.18, highlighted by a season-high score of 49.175 on beam at Arizona. Arizona won the meet with a 196.4. Utah State travels to San Jose, California next weekend to compete in the Mountain West Championships on Saturday. I'm Kesley Kincaid, and you are all caught up on ATV Sports. Back to you at the desk, JT.
Thanks, Kesley. Cowboy poets, Western musicians, and artisans showed up for the Cache Valley Cowboy Rendezvous to bring Western culture to Logan. People of all ages came and shopped the booths, listened to cowboy poetry, and watched Western artists sing and play guitar on stage. The week-long family-friendly rendezvous put on by Dale Major took place at the County Event Center March 3rd through the 9th.
We have a lot of patrons that really enjoy coming, and that's the reason why we keep doing it.
Major says he originally started the rendezvous as a place for him and his kids to perform, but he says the event has become so big and brought in so many performers they hardly have time to perform themselves now. Thank you for watching this edition of ATV News.
You can watch this and other editions on our Facebook page.
We'll leave you with another look at the Spectrum Screech.
Have a great week, Cache Valley.